Secret process. Let's talk about that. One of the things down there is that because the county is applying the law ministerially, it's in secret. Well, that's just what the law is. You submit a project, they go through the check boxes. If it's there, it gets approved. Let me tell you what I find is the secret process. How about IID, the city of Imperial, and even the senators? So on November 26th, the battle here started with Francisco Leal and the other guys, who, by the way, works for IID. Interestingly enough, what kind of private conversations these people were having. Now, here's the thing. People can have private conversations. Like Jay could have a private conversation with somebody else. He's not a public official. But when you become a city in California or IID, you deal with something called the Brown Act, which means everything has to be in public. We don't hide things. How that works is first, you put your document of what you're trying to do on an agenda, and then you have an open public where you tell it this. Now, if you decide, and a few of you guys get together at the council that you're going to do there, you still got to follow this. And here's why. If you don't, it's void. It's zero. It's gone. So ask yourself this, which I already did. How many agenda items said the word data center in the city of Imperial for all of last year? A fat donut. It's a zero. How did they do this then? How did you hire an attorney if you didn't discuss it publicly? How did you decide to sue if you didn't discuss it publicly? So that's just interesting. But thank you, Rosa. I appreciate you on that, because I do agree with them. I couldn't believe some of the BS I was being tossed at with those guys. So that's another point with regards with the city on this agenda. I'm sorry, I got upset when I saw that.
Yeah, you were talking about the secrecy.
Yeah. So my point is, well, think about this. Like I said this in my response to Senator Padilla. How did Senator Padilla start December 1st? How did IID start December 1st? How did the city do this on December 1st? How did CBC do this on December 1st? In my mind, I got this vision that they're sitting down at Denny's and this is how they decide to do this. And then they all coordinate the attacks. And the attacks are, you should be afraid, the water use.
If they send text, like they don't meet in secret, but they send text messages, is that the same shit?
Well, here's the thing. You could send text messages about you want to do. I don't have a problem with that. Technically, if all five of them.
But as far as public officials, like sending text messages to coordinate like a movement or an attack, would that be
But Carlos, here's the problem. Yeah. The problem is you're taking a position for the city. That position has imposed liability on the city, my lawsuits. It also requires you to attack your county neighbor as if you're smarter than them. But they're not. That, whatever you want to do in a text message says, so what the text message should have been, say, hey, what's her name? Karen, Barnsworth. Hey, what do you think? Should we put this on an agenda? That's fine. Put it on an agenda. Talk about it in public and then make a decision. And here's why. Then the city of Imperial would have the opportunity to weigh in on why you're imposing liability on us. Because the citizens are going to flip the bill, some of them individually. So that's the problem. The problem isn't what they wanted to do. It wasn't done in public. By the way, if they had the votes and they knew they were going to do it, why not do it in public? What's the difference? Why be secret? Look at this. On December 9th, IID holds a workshop on data centers, supposed to be general. On December 11th, the city of Imperial holds a workshop on data centers. 2 days apart, by the way. That's the coordination. How come that's not on an agenda? You decided to hold a workshop using the public's facilities. You're attacking one of your applicants, in my case with IID, the largest applicant you've got. In the city, somebody that was in front of you for 8 months. Isn't that something that requires the public to approve it? Yeah, it does. Everything you do requires the public. That's the law. And by the way, the law is even better. If you don't do that, then your actions are void. Now, here's the interesting thing. The city of Imperial now, I believe it's on the 23rd, has an agenda item to retroactively approve their lawsuit and retroactively approve the hiring of the attorney. Interesting. It's about time they put it in public. Here's the bad news. Okay. The bad news is that on November 6th, when the notice of exemption was filed by the county, the city had 35 days to file suit. They did on December 4th. But if that lawsuit was not done correctly, it's void. So aren't they out of time? Another point that I'll be bringing up.